Have you ever heard a question that sounded harmless, but deep down, something told you it was wrong? A soft tone, an innocent smile. And yet, the moment you answered, you realized you had just entered into a game you could never win. This is the skill of the liar. They don't only lie with words. They lie with questions. And if you cannot see through the disguise, you'll get caught up in yourself, apologizing for things you never did, until you begin to fight against yourself rather than them. The ancient Romans knew this well, they warned us. A liar always confronts the situation directly. They sow small seeds of uncertainty, and then they patiently wait for you to ruin yourself. Thousands of years later, the strategy has not changed. It's just become more subtle. In today's video, we will dive into 5 dangerous questions liars ask to manipulate and control you. Question 1. Why are you being so sensitive? Initially, it sounds innocent, but don't be tricked. This is the very first bullet shot by the gaslighter. Because deep down, that question is not curiosity, it's an accusation. What they are truly saying is that you are weak. You are creating false impressions. The problem is not me, it's you. Have you ever been in a relationship where, whenever you pointed out anything wrong, you were brushed off with laughter? Oh, you are just too sensitive. Or perhaps at work you questioned the principles of a decision, only to hear, do not overreact. It's all business. That's not a concern. That's a weapon. Because all they are aiming to do is rob you of your best defense, your consciousness. They aim to take your sensitivity, which is truly a detector for danger, and turn it into a weakness. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in truth." Manipulators understand this. They sow seeds of uncertainty in your mind until you start questioning yourself, until you start believing you are the problem. But here is the reality, sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity is awareness. Someone who feels deeply always sees the cracks in the wall long before anybody else does. A financial analyst who notices minor irregularities in the books, mocked as crazy but eventually reveals a multi-million-dollar theft. A wife who notices a small change in her husband's behavior is considered as overreacting and only finds out the betrayal months later. In both circumstances, sensitivity was not a curse. It was the early red flag. Question 2, you trust me, right? It sounds gentle, so harmless. But beneath the surface, this is not a question. It's a trap. Because somebody who demands trust rather than winning it has already shown their hand. Think about it. A trustworthy individual doesn't need to ask for your trust. Their actions speak volumes. Day after day, consistency brings about trust. But if somebody looks you in the eye and says, "You trust me, right?" what they're truly telling you is this: don't think, don't doubt. Just give me the keys to your mind. Epictetus once said, "It is difficult for someone to learn what he thinks he already knows." Liars understand this reality. They utilize that question to take down your curiosity, make you feel guilty for being careful, and persuade you that asking for evidence makes you disloyal. But caution is not betrayal. Caution is knowledge. Think of the business partner who won't give you the statistics but leans close and says, "Trust me." Or the boyfriend or girlfriend who hides their phone yet says, "Don't you trust me?" They are not building trust. They are expecting blind trust. And blind trust is the gateway of betrayal. Question 3, are you accusing me of something? This one is fantastic. It sounds like a simple question, yet it is actually a shield, a strategy to flip the frame and throw you on trial. This is how it works: you raise an issue. You notice something doesn't add up. You ask a question. And then, rather than answers, you get a brutal strike back: "Wait, are you accusing me of something?" Now, without knowing, you are no longer an observer. You are the evil one. The focus is off their behavior and bearing down on you. This strategy drives you into defensive mode. You are quick to justify yourself. You turn around. You say things like, no, that's not what I meant." And at that point, you've surrendered your power. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best response to anger is silence." But silence in Stoicism does not mean giving in. It means refusal to participate in the game on somebody else's conditions. Think about a courtroom. If the accused can make the judge apologize, the trial crumbles. This is exactly what this question is meant to do. Question 4. Have I ever lied to you? This one is venom disguised in velvet. It sounds delicate and even painful, as if you have insulted them just by doubting. But ask yourself this: why would someone need to ask such a question unless they already suspected you were close to the reality? Have I ever lied to you is not truly a question. It's a theater. It's a performance aimed at presenting them as noble and you as horrible for thinking otherwise. It's not about the truth. It's about guilt. Because if they can make you feel bad for doubting, you will stop asking. You will silence your intuition, and you will give them precisely what they want: blind faith. But the Stoics tell us reality is never insulted by scrutiny. Seneca said, "If it is not true, don't mention it. If it is not right, don't do it." A person of honesty does not have to convince you they are incapable of deception. They let their behaviors speak, day after day, without fuss. Think about real life, the partner who hides their messages and then says, "Have I ever lied to you?" The coworker who runs from responsibility yet says, "Come on, have I really lied?" The more they maintain innocence, the more you should question what lies behind. Question 5. Why don't we just move on? This is the last available card in the liar's deck, the desperation play. When denial does not work, when distraction does not work, they switch to tiredness. Why don't we just move on? On the surface, it seems like peace, like closure. But dig deeper. It's not about resolution. It's about escaping. What they are actually saying is, I don't want responsibility. I don't want to face the harsh reality. I only need you to be too exhausted to keep exploring. And that's the way many lies survive, not because the liar manipulates reality, but because the reality seeker becomes weary and gives up. The Stoics understood this strategy perfectly. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If something is not right, never do it." Notice he never added, "unless it's inconvenient." For the Stoic, reality has no endpoint. It does not disappear simply because someone wishes to move on. Think of real life, an enterprise caught in a scandal. The managers request staff, "Let's not dwell on the past. Let's concentrate on the future." A spouse exposed in betrayal, "Why continue speaking about it? Let's move on." But in both situations, the appeal isn't for healing. It's for silence. It's to put to rest what still lingers in darkness.